Super Newcastle, Newcastle United FC.
Bonjour everyone,
Bonjour.
Welcome to something new and different here. Podcast called The Weekly Ridicule, where we take this week's sporting headlines and take the piss out of them basically. Headlines such as, starting off with Jamie Carragher spitting on a teenage girl.
Spitgate!
Spitgate.
Horrible scouse cunt.
Your thoughts on that, Taylor?
Well, he's not only a thief, he's a scumbag. You know,
basically, we'll talk you through it if you've been living in a fucking cave and I'm here what happened. Carragher was driving down the motorway after Liverpool got beat 2-1 off Man United. The fourth or fifth time he got hammered by fellow fans, he says. Winds the window down, the Liverpool fan, the Man United fan, sorry, shouting at the ex-Liverpool player, 2-1 the day, Jamie, 2-1. And then he winds his window down and spits in the direction of his car. The bloke driving the car is recording, hits his teenage daughter in the face, he speeds off, it goes viral. Carragher's had to come out and apologise and everything.
It was very sudden in that one, and I'd understand if there was like a bit of like an extended like heated argument or something, but it was literally just banter. I was like, oh, 2-1, 2-1. Straight away it was just like, it was his first reaction.
Liverpool, he's a
fucking
scumbag.
disgusting.
He's an absolute fucking scumbag.
Although I kind of don't want him to get sacked. Like I know he's suspended till the end of the season.
He's not
but
getting
like,
sacked.
I think that's mad. Like people like in like the public eye, like get
Sacked for
stuff that they do like outside of work. So like, imagine if you worked in a factory or something and you spat on someone.
think it's
like
funny
you get sacked for it. You know.
I think it's funnier that he doesn't get like a warning. He just has to get on the course to improve his behaviour.
I was like, we're gonna have a look at this end of the season. It did, the way they worded it did sound like it was up to him though, like see what he's like or what he wants to do at the end of the season. It was like, we're going to give him the help he needs, to keep his fucking saliva in his mouth.
The Sky execs will just be like, look Jimmy, it doesn't really matter, but we need to at least make it look like we're doing something. Next season, you and Neville, fucking Wednesday night football, new show for yourselves, headlining.
If like the Sky executive was like a scouser or something, he'd probably go, that's fucking hilarious. But we're going to spin.
I would like to raise a point. So spitting is
disgusting.
It is disgusting. Don't get us wrong. I think. I'll tell you what is also disgusting. Why the fuck are you filming when you drive?
That's
like, what are you doing?
Maybe in the door, I don't know.
No, he's got his fucking camera filming. Carragher, you can tell in his comments, he's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Really, what he wants to say is, because neither one of us would say, he gives more than what he's saying, and so I fucking spat on him.
And I did not know he was recording.
Yeah, like, the guy was clearly swearing at him. He's probably a terrible dad. I promise you are probably a shit fella.
Why is he driving, not looking at the road, recording, where's his daughter's in the car?
Why are you trying to wind up Jamie Carragher? What are you doing, yeah? Like,
it's just banter though, isn't it? Like, everyone would.
It's funny, but
can you imagine if you seen like fucking... like whoever, like fucking Kevin Phillips or something after like a derby. If you seen like fucking Kevin Phillips on the street after a derby after the 2-1, would you not like fucking give him some jit?
The thing is,
it's just banter though, isn't it? He wasn't being aggressive.
The thing is for me, for you to spit on someone, so I might be totally wrong, I'm not defending Carragher because he shouldn't spit on someone, blah blah blah. But if you look at the statement, he's like, more went on. He didn't really expand on it because he'll get me to look like a dickhead for doing it anyway. But I bet you that guy was swearing, probably saying some personal stuff, and he's got the reaction that he wanted.
He just went his window down and it happened, didn't he?
Like it was very instant, like just what you see from that video. Like I think that was pretty much the start of the incident to the end of the incident. Like
there's a good bit of huckle though.
Not really, didn't even hit him.
Was that? His
daughter apparently.
Yeah, I fucking hit her right in the fucking face.
The thing is with me though, why would you let them wind you up? Like if I'm sitting there in my comfy Range Rover, I'm a fucking millionaire, I'm an ex-professional, I'm on TV every week. If you, at best, you're just gonna go, oh fuck off, man. You're not gonna wind you up.
Yeah, there's no need.
I would just speed up and go faster than him. Shit car.
Do you know what's even funnier? Why are you driving? Sit in the back, fucking out your champagne. What are you doing? Why are you driving, Jamie? That's the crime here. You are not living up to your fucking richness. That's the crime.
If
that was me, I would be sipping fucking champagne, snorting blow off hookers as arses. You need to live the dream.
I would just be sitting there like Macaulay Culkin on my phone, cheese pizza all myself. Richard, on the way to the toy store,
watching the Grinch.
Aye, getting driven there. Nice Coca-Cola on the cup.
Boys, I'm in your room, come do all this stuff, you better come out and pound me. Richie fucking Richard. No, I don't understand why footballers drive, I'm honest. I've not understood. That's one thing I've not understood. Drink driving. Why? Why, you're rich?
So you didn't think he's going to get sacked?
100%. No, you wouldn't suspend him.
No, you think it'd be like that?
And for the record, when he gets suspended in any company, whatever they say, suspended with pay. So he's getting paid to sit at home.
Out for the rest. He doesn't
to
have
fucking
to go to
chill.
Stoke on a Monday night like you would have had to.
I think there's a chance he will get the sack. I think he might. I don't want him to. I don't think he should.
Him and Neville, probably.
I know that's the thing. Like he's one of my favourite punish, and then you kind of
think
go on
the
like
best
that. But
You can't sack. I don't think you should sack someone.
I think
very hard.
the Monday night banter between him and Gary Neville's fucking
It's not
real.
just that.
the thing is, Louis, how's he gonna now like criticise anyone?
Yeah, because like everything on every time.
Everyone's just gonna be like, oh, you fucking
So,
slapped
say, for example, he's watching Monday Night Football that he should have been on Monday night at the Britannia Stupid Man City. Someone puts a horrendous tackle in on Sané, like fucking John Waters or something, snaps Sané. That's disgraceful. Like you kind of go down the football pitch.
Even funnier,
you
what
can't
if someone spits on someone else?
You
kind of do that from experience.
if that happens, I'll just be Jamie. Do you want to early finish? Didn't comment on that after the game. Jamie's had to go home.
Get yourself home, Jimmy.
Gary Neville, anyone who spits on anyone's a fucking massive cunt.
No, I don't.
Carragher commented on when Cisse and Johnny Evans, I think it was, for Man United had that spat and they both spat on each other, both got banned. And Carragher was like, I've had it happen to me before in an away game, it's the worst thing that can ever happen to someone. And that was his quote in 2015.
You've got to look at it for me. Like I feel like you've made one mistake. Like it's a big mistake in the sense you shouldn't do it, like at all. But should you get sacked? Like, can you not just like it's one grave error? But I don't think you should get sacked. I think the British public are too quick to fucking gun down someone's throat, sack him. If that was you in that position, you'd be like, let's give us another chance.
That's why I've suspended him, because lay off the heat in it.
Just lay off the heat.
Let him like come to the strawberry and let it all blow over.
It's just like I like more now with like social media and stuff, so everyone can like tweet him, call him a cunt and that. So it's just like
back in the day, you didn't have that. It wasn't bad. Like now, it's like
everyone's got an opinion like us. Video this type shit.
Prime example. I don't know if you've seen fucking my mate Badgie. Shout out Badgie. Fucking Euro Pizza.
Euro Pizza.
Fucking he must have realised like I was bored at night. It was 11:30, and I seen a Daily Mail pop up on Facebook about Trump doing something. So I thought, I'm bored. I'm gonna leave a nice little comment for the keyboard warriors. So I was like, said how much I love Trump. He's my hero. It makes me want to be an American. I woke up in the morning, 37 comments later of people going down me throat, having me life, and I was like,
I love how he loves like doing that. If that was me, it would fucking like he used to wind us up.
Badgie must have noticed, and Badgie just commented me into the same thing, just going.
I noticed that as well. The comment was like at the top.
Outstanding, like it was just totally in jest. I'm just having a laugh, winding people up, reeling them in. Oh, I got a big one! Oh, big one! 37 big ones!
You can't take social media seriously, but
no, it's just keyboard warriors, just fucking
I was watching Conor McGregor's fucking when he reads mean tweets out from BT before UFC 196 against Aldo, and he's just reading them out, and it's like, oh, fucking hate Conor McGregor so much.
Long back Lynch.
Leave
long back Lynch.
And he's talking so
longest
much.
back I've ever seen.
And it's someone commenting saying like, I'm gonna get knocked out and all that, and you're a disgrace to Ireland and all that, and he's just like, oh, the lads, and he gets the kids promoted.
You get 5 virgins, every one of them.
Oh, stop it. It's fucking
It should all just be banter, and people shouldn't take it seriously. You can tell by some of the comments. People take stuff so seriously. I was giggling.
People are
serious.
honestly,
people do get like so like aggressive and stuff.
You
it's like
so wrong, and I was just like,
honestly,
why are you so angry at that?
people are just freaks of nature, man. That's what you deal with.
they say like when
You cannot please everyone, and everyone's going to be, and loads of people are freaks.
you say like when like
People probably think that about us with these podcasts. Like, well, fuck yourself.
You see when Gary Neville like commented about Arsenal Fan TV and like they got him on the channel to like discuss like what happened, and Gary Neville was just like, I get paid to give me opinion.
I tell you what,
like it's my opinion. Everyone's entitled to that opinion. I'm not wrong because it's my opinion. Like
He has it.
Not
He has
everyone's
a show.
right, but fucking like.
Jamie Carragher, get on the mic by Come down the strawberry.
Jamie, how
have a seat, son.
Get the prunes,
You can have a discuss, because to be honest, you've got no else to do now. You've got a good few months off, you know, so.
It's all in the strawberry, son.
Get on the eye.
You fucking enjoy
Brown ales, Heineken, or Guinness on Renty.
Yeah. Make sure you get dropped off. Don't do none of that driving in case it's
I get Shureford, like you suggested.
Protect yourself on your way here. The long
Get the train, it's not far. But you're saying he's not going to get sacked, but then again, remember when Keys Keys and Andy Ray got sacked?
They were sacked straight away though.
True.
Suspend. I'm telling you now. I haven't got a mortgage, but I'd bet me fucking me Lonsdale shoes on, I haven't got on still, I've got Converse. Lonsdale back in the day though, I was poor, man. Not now, maybe I bring home that bacon.
Yeah, YouTube money, baby.
He wouldn't be, he'd be sacked. He's suspended for next season, it'll blow over. Do something. He's not getting sacked, like I'm 99.9.
I don't think he will either because the suspension. He's
know.
too. See, that's what I mean. I'm saying he's too big because of how influential he is, one of the best players. But Neil is just keys and grey with the fucking face and everything.
Yeah, of course.
And they want FIFA commentary.
That's hundreds of pundits. You can replace them with anything.
This is just spitting. So it sounds stupid. This is just spitting, right? That's horrible. But they were being sexist. In this fucking land of Hollywood days, like you can't be doing that, you know what I mean? Like racist and sexist.
And you say you replace anyone, but
because you remember
who
that
were going to replace him? It would be fucking Jamie Redknapp or Henry, who are both dog shit.
Who was that manager? That
Could
was
be like Craig Bellamy or someone new though. Like Bellamy's on like Sky.
Who was the was it Ron?
We hate Bellamy.
Why does he think he's going to be a manager? He's half.
No, he's in for the
Was it
fucking
Ron
wheels.
Atkinson that was racist last time? He just got chopped straight away. Fucking. He used to play.
He was like taking the piss out of Desai. He was like taking the piss out of Desai. He wasn't even Desai. He was like sitting on the city. He had like that was just mad.
Well, in his book, like so, I read. So this is a quote. This is not myself. But
get the covers and then before Taylor gets sacked from the Magpie channel. Sack him!
Before
Bring him back from League with Magpies.
Before I get done for racism here, I'm not. It's a quote from Paul McGrath's book. Derby centre back. He says in his book, Ron Atkinson wasn't racist. And it's weird, I think you sort of tend to are. I think he is. But what he used to say was, he said, do you know how we have bibs versus whatever? He used to say skins versus in a very racist word for black people. And he used to say skins, so you'd make the white players just take the tops off. Versus but the C word. But they, that's a no-no on this channel. That is a no-no.
Not even the rappers use that way.
Just so you know, Ross brought me back till the end of the season.
But he suspended. But he used to say, Paul McGrath in his book said that was acceptable. Like he wasn't racist. That was just the way. And I think it's time. And I don't think that's racist then. But I think as the world changes, it becomes racist because you're less ignorant.
Especially because he was older now. Because like his parents would have been brought up in like the early 1900s or something. Back then it was racist.
And as shit as the world is now,
dinosaurs.
As shit as the world is now, it's amazing in terms of like people who like lads, people who like women, same sex, racism. World's amazing like that now, and that's one thing that is getting better. Bar Trump. But the Daily Mail.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Trump.
Hey, he made some promises, and he is seeing them through. Whether you like the man or not, he won the vote. Yeah. He got less votes than the other person, but the way the ridiculous voting system works, he still won because it's about the state.
Stupid.
I'll not get into that. This isn't a political show. This is about Jamie Carragher hockling on some shit, Dad.
And now it's about the Panathinaikos president who ran onto the pitch with a gun. Some of Trump supports. Trump's got a Panathinaikos jersey. I've heard.
Trump was probably in the White House going, yes, sir!
Yeah, we need to bring that in the MLS.
He's got his fucking Glock on him. He's just fucking.
Trump's gonna take over LA Galaxy and just be fucking shooting ranges.
Do you know what's crazy about that? Do you know what is crazy? So I tell you now, right? Think about this for a minute. What's crazy about the world? That is like barely anything. But Jamie Carragher spitting on someone.
Like the president can run to the pitch with a gun on his hip, but if he's spit on some, aye, but it's need for that, mate.
It's all the way out there in Greece.
A
few hours away, we're doing
fucking. He's got a fucking gun.
He ran on the pitch with a gun because it was a derby game and it was first versus second. And then, yeah, it's corrupt as fuck, the Greek league though.
Really,
if you see it, right?
I think a lot of like Eastern European places are really
if you see it, the goal should have stood. It didn't. They lost. Like they're running for the title, and the fucking president just came storming on the pitch.
I think anyone like invading the pitch is quite like an aggressive act. Like West Ham the other day.
Noble did the right thing.
I will come on to that in a minute.
Like people running onto the pitch like in protest. That's aggressive as it is. You've got a fucking gun on your hip.
Yeah, look at the Brazilian Argentinian leagues. How often do you see them fully fledged? Like the players just spark each other. I think.
Yeah, no.
Like I'll never understand it. Like you know what it is for me, right? Like I don't like fighting anyway. Like I don't see the point. And not just that, there's kids.
We're lovers, not fighters here.
But you know what? Like to me, you take your kids to watch the football.
Yeah.
You're seeing people go on like that. Even as much as the president's angry. You can't be like, oh, that's just him with a fucking gun. Like,
you can't run on the pitch and shoot.
Like, how about you set sort of an example? Like, football's meant to be about people coming together and stuff. Like,
I think it's mad about derbies though. Like, you always say, like, you always like support your local team, but like the team like 20 minutes ago, you'd smash someone's face in just for wearing the shit.
I don't understand. It's very old-fashioned.
I would think it would make more sense if it was kind of like North v South or something. So if like Newcastle fans like supported Sunderland in a way because like,
that's a funny thing because
you see a Sunderland fan and you just yark them.
Gate said is closer than Sunderland, so surely that's your local rivalry. But we'll always sing on and hope Gateshead do well. You will see them progressing up the leagues now. It's a good thing that night, man.
Football Manager 2012. Gateshead, I'm now 2043. Won the Champions League, won the league multiple times. Shout out to Gateshead.
But I think it would make more sense if it was like kind of like North East versus London or something like that.
But no, I do. That's the thing with Sunderland Gandhi. We'll come up to this another day. But Sunderland Gandhi, I missed the derby days, and that obviously recently hasn't been going well. It's a good day, But the thing is, like with derbies, I love the banter. I love. With round with fans and that, but I'd never like when fans meet up for scraps and all that. It's mad.
I watched the fucking Glasgow derby the other day. Like I hate Scottish football. The standards of football is horrendous, but I watched Rangers and Celtic to see some violence. And like that elbow was a belter. It was a fucking winner. That.
I love how they are.
That's fine on the pitch though. In terms of, we went off for the Newcastle derby years ago because we're fucking old and we're doing that much now. But well, I think it was the bottom of City Vault, and then as soon as the game was over, people smashing glasses, and I was literally scared. Like I was scared. I was like, "What are you doing?" I
remember Johnson because he scored the
Adam Johnson. Shout out Johnson.
Shout out Johnson. Enjoy your stay at the fucking Nonce Hotel.
Well, he's probably be able to watch us anyway. Go to fucking prison, fucking
nonce.
Sneaking in. But the scream went off, and then Johnson came on celebrating, and he scored that last.
I remember that. We were there, weren't there?
Like City Vault, it went grey, and then he came on. It was Johnson celebrating. Everyone just went fucking ballistic. Picked the paints up, smashing them off the screen.
Because it wasn't until like the 83rd minute or something. Like the game was fine. The stream was absolutely belter until that moment. Like the ball was kicked up front by the keeper, I think. Then the screen went off. And everyone was getting fucking ballistic. Then when the screen went on, Fucking Johnson was in the corner celebrating. So everyone was just yucking their guts off the screens and that. Like,
people were turning around and just smacking each other.
Yeah.
How fucking mad is that? Like, people like watching the match. It's went off. Oh, it's happened. Oh, Sunderland scored.
I must yak someone.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Like sport to me, like I love football and. To me, it's all about the banter. Now we fight, I could go out with someone from Sunderland. In that game, they could have the bragging rights. I'm like, fuck off, you prick.
Well, like, say if it was a derby day, like building up to say, we played Sunderland this Saturday. All this week would be banter with people. Like, I work with loads of matters at work, and the sound. Like,
get on.
It's just banter. I mean, it's not like, I fucking hate them.
Your in-laws are rugby players, aren't they? They fucking hate football.
Yeah,
they wouldn't let us watch the Champions League.
Yeah, they're Need Champions League.
But you said West Ham fans, they didn't have guns, but one of them had a corner flag.
Hey, that's a weapon.
And that's, that could hurt equally.
That was ridiculous.
The javelin,
how mad.
How much are we helping our team compared to them?
We were here at this game and I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it when we went for a pint after the game. We were busy in the fan TV. An hour or so later, I went to the pub and he was like, fuck me, have you seen this? Like, Burnley were inviting the fans on the bench,
like kids in the crowd. Like, it kind of like Hillsborough. It kind of like reminisces to me, like with Hillsborough. Like
if that was
it's very different. It's a very different concept, really. But
because of the stadium.
But if you're fucking yarking people in the middle of a stadium where like families are, you got your kids and stuff there. It's not on.
Well, the thing is for me, right? When my kids get older, I want to take them to football, right? If I was a West Ham fan, I wouldn't be doing it.
That photo was class where they were all.
And I wouldn't take them to a derby.
Have you seen all the West Ham? There's thousands of them like trying to get in and trying to get up the board, and it was like previously on The Walking Dead because it looked like just swarms of thousands of people trying to get.
Pull him like before that though. They pulled David Gold over like in the middle of the morning. Where he's like I'm an 80-year-old man. Like he was alone. Like that's right. Like he is. Like he's run the club. He might not be doing what you want to do. Have your disagreements. What the fuck are you doing? Throwing coins at him. Fight him. What are you doing?
Throwing coins at Golden Sullivan. The fine bit of sexism was going on towards Karen Brady, and like even there was the bloke on who was on BT, the West Ham fan, who was saying like, sold a dream, delivered a nightmare, and they were, there's kids around and they're doing like sexist chants and like, it's. If you think like
times have changed a lot, but. Again,
in a football stadium, sometimes
really?
It's outside of a football stadium. Sometimes it's like you're in the second.
Even here at St. James's Park on the weekend, there was that thing where they had the Kick It Out, and there was an advertisement for the Kick It Out app, whether like if you hear any racism or anything, report it to the app, anonymously and stuff like that. Like it still goes on. It's nowhere near as bad. But for the West Ham fans to go on at it,
the fact that there's a need for a racism app. It's 2018. Why is that a need? Like I don't know. The way I've been raised is
it was like back in the 1950s or something.
It doesn't even get discussed because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't matter. So fucking. It's crazy.
I've always thought that. Like, I think like people are getting on about like racism, sexism,
too much, and that's what makes it worse.
Like racism, sexism, homophobia, stuff like that. Like it just shouldn't really be an issue in this day and age. But like you think like it's not as bad as it used to be. But like we're here talking about it, so it clearly still is an issue. Like who was it that was playing the other day? Some young like black lad. Like,
it's
always kicking off because he was getting racist abuse.
Always in the Italian leagues. You know, you had Balotelli and whatnot.
I think that was it. Like it was Italy.
Was that Liverpool young that went to Russia?
It plays for Everton now. That young English lad Lookman who went there. He went somewhere and you know.
You think though, like it's just horrible. Like, why are people? I think a lot of the times it's abroad though. I think like other countries are still in the fucking 60s.
I think Italy's
we know how diverse England is now, but Italy and France and all that.
Still
Russia.
Like Russia was it that?
The World Cup's gonna be there.
Was it Onumwingi? And then fucking when he left the Russian club, they had fucking banners with bananas.
But even when Hulk went to Zenit St. Petersburg. Hulk, you know, one of the best players in the world, Zenit, biggest club in Russia. He's their star player, and his own fans are hammering him for being black. Like, what the fuck's all that about?
He was not now. At the time, it was the star player.
It was like 3-4 years ago now. Champions League was banging the
in. Yeah, what the fuck he's doing, man? It's ridiculous.
But do you think the West Ham fans are in right? Because in my opinion, they need to try being a fucking Newcastle fan. At least, you know, West Ham this summer, right, spent hundreds of grand on Joe Hart's wages per week, Hernandez's wages per week, transfer fees. We end up with fucking Hosselu and loan players. Imagine if we got, you know,
we'd be fucking buzzing.
That's what I mean. Like they need to, they need to realise how lucky they've been in the sense that they could be a Newcastle fan
as well. I'll say it right now. We're a bigger club than West Ham. Like in terms of you're in London, you're amongst much bigger clubs around you. You think these are bigger than what you are. You're at Upton Park. You're kicking off. In terms of a deal, I don't know the background shit behind it, but it's a much bigger stadium, much better in terms of if you do want to progress. Fair enough, the season hasn't worked out. Like, we should be much bigger than we are. They're booting fucking off. Like,
you just spending more money than us.
Yeah, like fucking, we like that stadium sells out. No matter what.
He has one for you, right? On the day we got relegated, well, we were already confident relegated. Done. We've packed it out in Rafa Stadium because we got behind the team.
I was saying this.
West Ham aren't even relegated yet, aren't even in the relegation zone, and they're on the pitch.
We kept them by fucking chatting.
They're on the pitch protesting. Imagine if West Ham go down, what the fuck's it going to be like?
I was saying this the other day, when Newcastle went down last season, like the stadium was no different to what it is like Championship, the Premier League, and even away days. Newcastle would sell out away days. You get like Scunthorpe or some like proper shit, and like.
Well, you'd gone miles away,
like full of like Newcastle fans, but like Sunderland,
on a Tuesday
Sunderland aren't turning up. Even Arsenal fans aren't turning up now. It's like they're just like top five. Like Sunderland fans like aren't going that much. They're gonna close off fucking most of the stadium.
It's to create a better atmosphere. No, it's not. It's because no one wants to go and no one can afford to go.
No one's sitting in them pink pale seats. No. But the Arsenal game the other day, like there was fucking no one at the Arsenal game.
I know.
Like Arsenal aren't gone through the best period, but like they're still in the fucking like top six.
It's still mad. Like you protest now, you should be doing better and all that.
Like, imagine if you were in the top six.
You won the FA Cup last year. And your fans can't turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we have won a trophy in fucking 60 years.
Still in Europe.
Sell out every week.
Raining FA Cup. Like a Banningham, Ozil.
You're spending 70 million on a striker. We won't even spend fucking 7 million. We're spending 5 on Hosselu and got fucking injured Pepperoni on loan. And you are getting fucking one of the Europe's hottest strikers. Nah, not done.
We've got fucking Kennedy.
Brace for Kennedy. Brace for the Brazilian.
And Cactus Jack.
Fucking
Jose Mourinho in front of Boer.
What do you think about that, Craig?
I'm thinking, you know what it is, right?
Oh, it's hilarious, dude. I
thought it was brilliant because the amount
everybody thinks
the amount of money that he's spent in the anti-football he's playing is fucking disgrace.
It was probably just a little bit of banter, but also it was very much what he thought. He's just speaking his opinion. Is Frank de Boer the worst manager on record in the Premier League?
Statistically wise, yes.
Possibly, yeah.
But like at the same time,
he's just got the ball. He's just got the ball.
That's really exciting.
Were you willing with him a few times? I thought he was going to do well.
He's just got the balls to say it because he knows he's going to get gypped for it. He knows he's going to cause a storm.
The thing is,
it, but
people forgot who he was.
Statistically,
it's a
fucking
fact.
right.
What do you think? Were you be like, oh, De Boer shit? Like you had a shit, not the shit in terms of full-time manager, but in terms of Premiership, you'd be like, oh, he was shit. So Mourinho, instead of you see footballers and managers being so political, he's like, yeah, he's the worst manager.
I enjoyed that, mate. Like
I love
I'm not listening to him. He's the worst Premier League manager.
Yeah,
ever, because of, 7 games, 0 goals.
I mean, he only had 7 games. Like, he hasn't quite had the run Mourinho's had. Like, if you put like Mourinho's record against his, it's only like
I think De Boer would be a decent manager. Like, I mean,
he had a good job.
The Eredivisie is a bit of a fucking
it's a shit
league, but given the chance, I think he'd be a decent manager. And at least he
I
tried. The thing is, he tried to play nice football with Palace, and they've got the odd player, but not really.
I can guarantee you, one day Frank de Boer will be Holland manager.
But couldn't Mourinho do a good job
that.
with Palace? No. He's had money everywhere he's went.
Yeah.
Apart from Porto.
You don't think some managers are suited to that?
Palace's team were decent.
Like Guardiola is suited to that.
But even Roy Hodgson's came in, and now Roy Hodgson's fucking dinosaur, but they're in trouble still. And
That's Hodgson's neck.
Frank,
the Pelican. I call him the Pelican.
West Ham had Crystal Palace had a really good team at the start of the season, and there's no excuse for going 7 games without a goal.
I think they haven't sorted the defence.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse for Mourinho the way he plays football, and being knocked out of the Champions League by a bang average side last night. With the how much did he spend? Do you know what I mean?
He's not doing what he should. It's weird.
Close to $1 billion.
You point the stats. They're doing better every year.
280 million. Pogba and Lukaku combined.
You've got to look close to $1 billion when he spent if you include like Sanchez's wages and all that.
Did he win the
like the team he's got, the money he spent for them, not even like playing nice football. Like straight results. Like he deserves the criticism.
You know, it is in the league. They're doing better than we've done since Fergie left. Like if you look at how many points we've got, like if Man City weren't doing as good as they are, like no one's catching Man City, but Man United are the closest team to them. So like they're not having the worst league season. Like Europe was a bit of a joke. Still in the FA Cup. Are they?
They are. Brighton the Saturday
yeah.
kick-off thing.
So like you know what it is. It's not been that bad of a season for United. Like we've had like
I think it's just in terms of
joke results like last night.
I think De Boer is just touching on the coaching philosophy and the
it was not Marcus Rashford now, wasn't it? What did he even say about Rashford?
That's where it came from. He was like
using him wrong.
He was like Mourinho is stifling young English talent because there's people like Rashford hasn't been out in the team lately. Brought him back in, scored a brace. Showed what he's capable of. Why is he not playing all the time? Why is he not giving him freedom and that? It's kind of like what Guardiola was doing to Redmond with Pellegrino. It's happened.
I agree that Marcus Rashford's a striker. He's not a winger by any means, but because of his pace, he makes a decent winger. But ahead of like Lukaku and Ibrahimovic, he's not going to get a game.
Ibrahimovic doesn't have a game, has he?
Like Ibrahimovic is fucking crippled.
Lukaku's just played every one game.
As long as Lukaku
every game, fucking that he's in.
As long as Lukaku's fit,
he's in. Lukaku's in.
Well, it was a Pogba
but even so,
price tag got to play him.
But even if Lukaku and Ibrahimovic were injured, they'd probably play Martial over Rashford.
Martial was on fire.
He was
on fire, and he brought Sanchez, and then he hasn't played.
I think it was until this game here, St. James, where Martial missed a handful of chances.
Fucking dog shit now.
What has happened to him? Carried on for years. 1 goal in 17 games.
Should have kept Mkhitaryan.
1 goal.
Michael Terrian, who's done well in our last
on paper, Sanchez is worth so much more than Mkhitaryan, so that deal looked like unbelievable for United.
Well,
but
£500 a week.
Because like, how much did United get Mkhitaryan for? About 30 million, and Sanchez is probably worth 60 to 70 in the market. But like, it's really rather have Mkhitaryan. Like he creates so many goals. Like his assist ratio is absolutely fucking incredible. Chips in with a few goals.
I just kind of
so far Sanchez for Man United to be
like
fucking.
If you wind it back like 6 months or a year, like Sanchez and Pogba are in the top 5 players in the world.
Yeah.
And now they just look really average and really poor. It's mad as fuck.
Pogba frustrates me because I really want him to be man. Because I like him, and every time he gets the ball, I get excited. Like against the 2, he just thought, I'll just not defend, I'll just fucking stand
Last
back.
night when he had that, he tried to pass out the wing. He literally passed out of play. Like he just passed it.
Like Scott McTominay is Man United's best midfielder.
What the fuck has happened? That's £90 million.
Scott McTominay is Man United's best midfielder at the minute.
Who was free and no one knew who he was. So, De Boer got sacked at Palace. Pellegrino's just been sacked at Southampton, courtesy of, well, it's not really courtesy, because they went 1-0, 1 win in 17 games. Where was the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I think
They're apparently going to appoint Mark Hughes. Do you reckon that's enough to stay up?
Nah. Oh, I fucking hate Mark Hughes. They were like, oh, he's never been relegated. QPR, he might not have been relegated, but he fucking bought every player in the fucking world. He spent fucking God knows how much.
Did they not still get relegated though?
Oh, they did, right? But he doesn't get the credit for in terms of stats.
Back then.
Oh, in terms of stats, that's not his relegation.
Oh,
Back then, I thought QPR were gonna like become like kind of like a new Man City.
I've
Like,
seen that.
like Tony Fernandes was pumping money and getting some decent players. Like kind of like Man City, because Man City started slow. They didn't like buy like Robinho straight away. They were just building up a decent squad. And QPR were doing the same thing. So I thought QPR were gonna be like a new like Premier League force.
Fucking
But
hell.
it's fucking fell apart, didn't it?
Ian Holloway, fucking. It's like, I love Holloway, don't get us wrong, but fucking hell, no way.
I reckon so. Well, after Saturday night, I definitely thought the guy and doing like the lack of faith they showed. And
Yeah. Like
No, it's not.
I think
Look at the
Pellegrino did deserve that.
the
sack.
team,
like
there's some class.
They
in
win,
it.
team
they
that
win
don't
in 17 with a team like that. They've got a good team. Like wasn't they win in 17?
I don't understand.
80 now.
I don't understand. I look at their team, and it's nowhere near as good as our team when we went down. But in terms of some of the players, you look at it and you think, how are you going down?
I don't agree with a lot of managerial sackings. I disagree with most of them, to be fair. But if you've got a team as good as Southampton's squad is, and you haven't won a game in 17,
There's just like no fight, no attacking.
you're stuck down in a relegation battle with that team. They win in 17. Like, sorry, like, but
Get Pards in.
because you've got now, obviously. You
Get
can't
Pards
deal with
in.
Pellegrino.
Pards
So.
in. Get Letizia in.
No,
Letizia.
apparently Hughes is coming in like. He was still sacked and then obviously
My prediction
slid down on stage.
to be fair, he's the
West Ham Stoke.
like Mark Hughes is probably the best on the market at the minute that's got Premier League experience. he's the best on the market that's got Premier League experience, really, isn't he?
You make it hard to beat, but again, will he let the attacking players flourish? I mean, because that's why he got sacked at Stoke, because of the style of play, they were safe. He was safe at Stoke, and then you're always going to get you safe from relegation.
Yeah.
But
I'm a big fan of Stoke's team now. If you've got the likes of Shaqiri,
Shaqiri.
with
my hips don't
Afellay, they've had Bojan, they've had
Afellay is awful.
who's the other one up top? Fucking Hesse.
Mame Biram Doof.
Crouchy!
We got the
Crouchy's
we got the
fucking
centre
still
back from
there.
Barcelona, Munesa. Like
Ryan Shawcross, Butland.
like they've got a decent team. Like
Glenn Whelan!
They've got a better team than us, and they're fucking in the relegation.
yeah.
Nah, I honestly prediction Southampton, West Ham, Stoke to stay down.
What's the West Brom still?
West Brom, oh well, Southampton. Ooh, yeah, I give that a now.
It's either gonna be
West Brom,
Southampton, Newcastle.
Sorry, right in Huddersfield, Watford.
West Brom.
Tell me one of them.
West Brom, West Ham, and Stoke staying up. That's fine. West Brom. West Brom, West Ham, and Southampton go
Would you like to
down.
have a look at the league table?
No, West Brom, West Ham, and Stoke. Southampton stay up.
Newcastle were the only team in the bottom 11 to win last weekend. That was class for us. Results to finally go our way for a change, a couple of draws.
Oh,
So in the stands, West Brom are on 20 points, 8 points adrift. Stoke in 19th, 27 points.
West Brom's 100%. You forget who passed.
I think West Brom are down, I think Stoke are down, and I think 18th is I think Palace will probably stay up.
Southampton or West Ham?
I think it'll be...
Huddersfield even.
Swansea went clear a little bit. Huddersfield probably get dragged back in because they've got a tough fixture run.
They've both got like bad runs at the minute. Southampton and
I
West
just
Ham.
feel with
Palace,
the
I think,
mess that
stay
West
up,
Ham
yeah.
are in, they might kind of feel like.
Between West Ham and Southampton, I think.
I see
Yeah.
'em.
West Brom, Stoke, and either West Brom or Southampton.
We sit in 13th, 5 points clear. It's looking pretty now, but there's still 8 games to go.
Like that win against Huddersfield will be massive, and there's West Brom to come. So 6 points with them, a point off Arsenal and Chelsea. Stand up.
Stand up, baby!
Way that'll do for the first ever podcast. Is the weekly ridicule. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and remember, enjoy yourself.
Didn't spit on anyone!
Tastes like strawberry.
Suck some titties!